Hiya, hiya. Well, if Bruce Springsteen can do a one-man show and come out in front of the national audience with a T-shirt, can he afford some clothes at this point in time? What happened to all the styles and the fashions that people used to have? Anyway, I'm out of my T-shirt. I'm doing my one-man show. I've been doing this for a couple of years. It's a Reynolds Rap, and I do my own camera work and everything else. But that's a real one-man show. It's a one-man operation. But two, you get all the credit and the blame. You got no one to blame. Blame yourself. My story is similar to Bruce's. You know, I married Carolyn Bertolotti, who lived in Freehold, New Jersey, and went to school with Bruce. And her first husband was, at that time, Tony Bertolotti. He was in the band. He was in the band with Bruce, and we had a reunion in Freehold for that graduating class. And I went to the thing, and on display in the front hall, they have all of these little name tags that came from the yearbook, and it had everybody's name in that class. And I didn't go to school there. I was a little older. So I took one of the name tags, the one that was Willie, I forgot his last name, but black guy. And I wore that name tag, and people complimented me all during the dance how much I had changed. I said, yeah, I used to be able to play basketball, now I'm a white guy. I have switched to hockey. What was his name again? I forgot. Anyway, that's what happened at Freehold. And what Bruce didn't mention in his great song on the Tony Awards was Frederice's Pizza. But the smell of Nescafe coffee, because that's where their headquarters was, that's true. We also had that in if you're from the New York area, we had that in Hoboken, and the coffee company was chock full of nuts, I think. Wherever there's coffee and the wind is out of the west, you're going to enjoy the great coffee smell. But Starbucks has given us a lesson in color, and I thought IHOP, when they changed their names, I thought it meant IHOP was I thought it was International House of Blacks. That's what I thought. I thought they were getting liberal or something. But actually it is, they're going to start selling hamburgers. What did I have here? Yeah. Oh yeah, listen to this one. IHOP is a great thing on Sunday morning. Not now, they're going to sell hamburgers and poison everybody. I shouldn't say that because I'll get arrested. This is the roast beef hash in a can. I mean, that's a breakfast. This stuff is really, we're poisoning the country with all of these bad nutrition. And now they want to have hamburgers that have home fries on it and piled on with all this stuff that IHOP should be, the P ought to be for pitiful. The International House of Porcos. You're going to get fat. And have hardening of the arteries is not funny. I mean, you know, you're going to kill people with this kind of eating habits that we're doing with these fast food restaurants. We got to get serious, and XM too. You know, it's just the world that we live in right now, where everybody's crazy. I mean, Robert De Niro, #1 movie star in the world, he's got that beautiful lifestyle and the festival and The Godfather and the credits and all the money. And his father was a great artist, you know, great painter. And you're going to get up and says F you to the President of the United States on television. Come on. You know, I mean, no matter how much I like or dislike someone, you can't stand there for 5 minutes and praise him, but you also shouldn't be standing there for 10 seconds and cursing him. You know, I mean, it's very difficult and tempting for these award shows to just present awards. They seem to be the platform for what everybody else is mad about. And it takes away from the award. It's like the late shows on television. They're not funny. They're ironic. Irony is not funny. Ironic is not funny. Ironic is interesting. I don't want to go to bed curious, or I don't want to go to bed at night having watched television angry. I want to go to bed happy. I want to laugh. That's why we miss Johnny Carson, because it was funny. But these things are not funny. These guys are just ironic. And one of the things that I also will point out is this internet stuff. Let me clear this up for you. See, AT&T was a company that gave us a cable under the ocean to make phone calls overseas. They also gave us great communications. The satellite, they one of the first to put a satellite in space, although the Russians, I think, were the first with Sputnik. But you know, AT&T put the money where their mouth is, and they put it up in space. Then Singular bought the company, and they bought DirecTV, and they started their cable company, which incidentally, why are we paying for cable and yet still seeing commercials that pay for cable? That's a whole other thing, how they got us conditioned into being subscribers. We pay every month. If you don't pay that bill, you get cut off. So why is it that a station ownership that has 1,600 radio stations like iHeart and Cumulus, they own 1,600 stations, they're bankrupt, and how come they don't give the stations back or sell them or get rid of them? I mean, no one turns their power off. They just simply have a chance to restructure. Now, if your phone bill is not paid, do you think you got a chance to restructure? Ain't gonna happen. Now, here's the phone company. They used to sell distance. It was long distance. Then they sold time. It was the amount of time that you were on the phone. After that, and we got the internet killed those games, they sold data. So now they got data for sale, and that's not a big deal anymore. So they have to find another way to keep this game going. What they want to do is take over the internet so they can sell speed. It's like those highways on 95, which is already paid for all the way across the country. That highway is paid for. But some jabroni came along in some government and decided they're going to attach a lane on there that has a toll. Now, it's perfectly okay to have a highway with a toll on it, and people in an optional fashion could use it. But you should not be using the privileged national highway that's paid for to lead customers into another place where we pay so that we can move there faster. So what we're essentially doing is we're getting into the speed lane, and we're creating privileged people like they would in an airline when you have first class. But that's a whole other deal. I mean, that's a lot different. That's not a public thing. But the highway is a public thing. The internet's a public thing. Radio and television is a public thing. And they've taken it all away from us. And this FCC commissioner, I got a message for you. When FDA, FAA, FTC, FCC, if it begins with F, it ends with K. And I ain't Robert De Niro. So this is my Reynolds Rap.